Hello my friends, story time with Mrs. Beth again. Hey, a big shout out to some dads that are out there. Earl, Bill, Joe, Jason, Jamie, Alan, Nate, Justin. There's just so many. But anyway, this story is called, a Robert Munsch story, David's Father. Let's read it. David's father. Julie was skipping home from school. She came to a large moving van. A man came out carrying a spoon, only it was as big as a shovel. Another man came out carrying a fork, only it was as big as a pitchfork. And a third man came out carrying a knife, only it was as big as a flagpole. Yikes, said Julie. I don't want to get to know those people at all. She ran all the way home and hid under her bed till dinner time. The next day, Julie was skipping home from school again. A boy was standing where the moving van had been. He said, "Hi, my name's David. Would you like to come and play?" Julie looked at him very carefully. He seemed to be a regular sort of boy, so she stayed and played. At 5 o'clock, from far away down the street, someone called, "Julie, come and eat." "That's my mother," said Julie. Then someone called, "David." "That's my father," said David. Julie jumped up in the air, ran around in a circle 3 times, ran home and locked herself in her room till it was time for breakfast the next morning. The next day, Julie was skipping home and she saw David again. He said, "Hi, Julie, do you want to come and play?" Julie looked at him very, very carefully. He seemed to be a regular boy, so she stayed and played. When it was almost 5 o'clock, David said, "Julie, please stay for dinner." But Julie remembered the big knife, the big fork, and the big spoon. Well, I don't know," she said. "Maybe it's a bad idea. I think maybe no. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye." "Well," said David, "we're having cheeseburgers, chocolate milkshakes, and a salad." "Oh," said Julie, "I love cheeseburgers. Love cheeseburgers. I'll stay. So they went into the kitchen. There was a small table with cheeseburgers, milkshakes, and salads. On the other side of the room, there was an enormous table. On it were a spoon as big as a shovel, a fork as big as a pitchfork, and a knife as big as a flagpole. "David," whispered Julie, who sits there?" "Oh," said David, "that's where my father sits. You can hear him coming now." David's father sounded like brum, 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 brum when he walked. He opened the door. David's father was a giant. On his table there were 26 snails, 3 fried octopuses, and 16 bricks covered with chocolate sauce. Oh boy. David and Julie ate their cheeseburgers and his father ate the snails. David and Julie drank their milkshakes and David's father ate the fried octopuses. David and Julie ate their salads and David's father ate his chocolate-covered bricks. David's father asked Julie if she would like a snail. Julie said, "No." David's father asked Julie if she would like an octopus. Julie said, "No." David's father asked Julie if she would like a delicious chocolate-covered brick. Julie said, "No, but please, may I have another milkshake?" So David's father made her another milkshake. When they were done, Julie said very softly, so the father couldn't hear, "David, you don't look very much like your father." "Well, I'm adopted," said David. "Oh," said Julie. "Well, do you like your father?" "He's great," said David. Come for a walk and see." So they walked down the street. Julie and David skipped, and the father went brum, brum, brum as he walked. They came to a road, and they couldn't get across. The cars would not stop for David. The cars would not stop for Julie. So David's father walked into the middle of the road, looked at the cars, and yelled, "Stop!" The cars all jumped up to the air, ran around in 3 circles, and went back up the street so fast they forgot some of their tires. Julie and David crossed the street and went into a store. The man who ran the store didn't like serving kids. They waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Then David's father came in. He looked at the storekeeper and said, "These kids are my friends." The man in the store jumped up into the air, ran around the store 3 times, and gave David and Julie 3 boxes of ice cream, 11 bags of potato chips, and 19 Lifesaver candies, all for free. Julie and David walked down the street and went around the corner. Lots of stuff they had. There were 6 big kids from grade 8 standing in the middle of the sidewalk. They looked at David, they looked at Julie, and they looked at the food. Then one big kid reached down and grabbed a box of ice cream. David's father came around the corner. He looked at the big kids and yelled, "Beat it!" The big kids jumped right out of their shirts. They jumped right out of their pants, and they ran down the street in their underwear. Julie ran after them, but she slipped and she scraped her elbow. David's father picked her up and held her. And then he put a special giant bandage on her elbow. Julie said, "Well, David, you do have a very nice father after all, but he is still kind of scary, but he is really nice." "You think he is scary?" said David. "Wait till you meet my grandma." What a fun story. David had a huge father. And he even said to his friend Julie, "Wait till you meet my grandma." I wonder how big and scary she'd be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that fun story. See you next time, my friends.